up to? And why does her husband have to look so much like Gary Busey? He does. He does look like it. And I don't know why it's not a comment on every single reel.
Well, because someone might be.
Oh, you're right. That's on
deleting.
No, I think that those are just the words you can't type in Gary Busey.
Oh, she has those blocked.
Yeah, I'm sure that she has those.
We're not going to say who we're talking about, but if you know, you know.
They know. If I know, they know.
It's true, because you're not following that very closely.
God, no.
Yeah.
I don't follow any of those girls. There are certain families on the interwebs.
Yeah.
And I don't follow any of them. And I think that one of those would be the Donners, I think is their last name. Mm-hmm. There's like a Danielle. There's just a group of sisters, and it's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
The fact that there are people who follow every one of the sisters, the mom, the husbands, because they do a lot of stuff together. And that they're all making content together every day. And, it's like a content family.
Yeah.
And that I know that there are people who follow every move that all of them make. And it's a core tenet of like their personality to do so.
No, I'm not.
And then there's me who couldn't tell you really beyond that. I mean, I think that there's a lot of brunettes. And that's all I can give you.
I mean, I do want to like lurk and see these people. But then I will get to that.
And I feel like the Parcells are similar to that. They are one of those just all the sisters. All the beauty, all the wealth, all the clothing lines and everything. And then there are people who follow them so closely and know everything about them and their kids' names and da-da-da. And that, again, it's just for me, it's like, okay, I know Rachel Parcell's name and her husband. And his teeth. That's all.
I do wonder.
I'm not making fun of he obviously likes them. They're not altering them. They didn't. It's not like they're doing veneers or braces or anything. He must love his huge, teethy smile. I'm not being mean.
You're not at all.
I'm just calling. And that's exactly what I see with my
It's not an opinion. It's a fact.
Yeah. Hello. It's just like I have stomach skin. Everybody can see it. Like, it's like we don't have to hide it.
Yeah.
Or be like, no, I don't. I do.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
He has big teeth.
We can just say what we see.
We can say what we see.
With our eyeballs.
These are my eyes.
Yeah.
I can see that.
You're right.
Okay, thank you.
You're right. Before we get too far, you wanted to talk about your blart.
I thought you were going to talk about our outfits. Okay.
We will. But before I forget about the blart, let's talk about it.
I know. So I told y'all last episode about my collar is doing too much.
Look at the collar.
Collar is doing, it is doing so much.
It needs its own microphone.
I just looked over and it was like this. Like Count Dracula's cape. It was just like, it was too much. Hold on. Let me
I'm dying.
Let me just calm this down a little.
Calm it down.
Our 4 YouTubers were really distracted by my collar. I'm sure of it.
The 2 views we get.
Hey, Joe. And Joe again. Second watching. Okay, so I told y'all my unfortunate diarrhea story
diarrhea
from the McConnell's going away party. And I, at one point I was texting Kristin at many points about it, but at one point I said, I have made a mistake here. I thought I'd gotten to the point where I could trust a fart. And I was wrong. I was incorrect about that. And instead of sharding, I said, I blurted because at this point there was no coming out. It was blood. And so I changed shart to blart. And I just felt like that needed to then go into, again, our appendix of vocabulary words said on this year's show on air. And that is blart. So if you've ever done that too, just know, like, solidarity, sister, fist, emoji, I'm with you.
You can't trust anytime the tummy troubles have moseyed on down
those
your tract.
Tumblies.
You got to be real careful. I've had some close calls, I'd say, in the past few months where I'm like, uh-oh, even in the night.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of get woken up.
Things that go crawling in the night. You know, like that iconic book.
Yeah.
Did you ever read that? What was it? The things that go in the night. What is that?
like scary stories to tell in the dark. That guy,
something like that.
The creepiest,
creepy crawlies that go. But what about the things that go bump in the night? Is that am I confusing the two? Are there two different in the night books, children's books?
I think there is creepy crawlies. Something.
Let me look.
Right?
Creepy crawl.
Well, we had the Goosebumps books.
Yes.
We had Goosebumps, and then we had scary stories to tell in the dark. Let me look that up. Here we go. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark by Alvin Schwartz. And if you know, you know.
Let me see this cover art.
If you know,
I don't know that.
You didn't read these?
No, I don't think so.
This one with the pipe?
No.
No. Y'all, okay. Let me hold this up for you
too. Else. I think I'm trying to find.
Y'all remember those? Okay, if you were
children's book. Let me type in children's.
I don't know, because if you didn't read these, you don't recognize this photo. This is the stuff they had me reading.
No, I don't really remember that.
And by they, I mean America.
Oh, okay.
You know, speaking
Your third grade teacher.
Yeah, just anyone who was like, just please be quiet. Here's a book to read. And like, here's the images in it. It's like, no wonder my bowels like perforated.
Never.
25 years later, because this is the imagery I had in my head in
oh my gosh,
second grade.
No.
Like, would I ever hand this to Lachlan and be like, go read, buddy?
God, no, you wouldn't.
Absolutely not. What are you finding on the creepy crawlies?
Not what I'm needing to. And this is going to have to be something maybe I call my sister about or something. And
are you thinking of the creepy crawling oven? The oven where you could make the candy?
No.
Creepy crawlers, this thing?
No, but I do remember you just singing that, but no, that's not. I'm talking about a book.
It's a book
series, and the drawings weren't scary. But I'm gonna have to call on the siblings, I think, once again, or maybe my cousin Jamie. She has a fantastic memory. I feel like this is a book that was at Jerry Antic's house a lot growing up. So I'm gonna have to go to the cousins.
All right,
cousins chat.
Get back to the famous cousins.
The famous cousins chat, and they're all famous. And Alex is about to hit. Let's give her a total shout out right now. What's Alex at right now
on Instagram?
Yeah,
she is at. Hang on.
This is like a ticker where we are now. Boop 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 boop.
97.5 thousand. So she's almost at 100K. What's she gonna do for 100K?
She'll be at 100K in a couple of days.
What's she going to do for it?
We were just talking about it on FaceTime. We were chatting last night, and I'm like, what are you going to do for it? She doesn't know. And here's the other thing. She still hasn't gotten a brand deal. Like Home Depot.
How?
Lowe's. They haven't come to her.
That makes me actually really mad.
It's so stupid. I can't imagine you find this is a golden ticket.
Not even a Ace Hardware?
No.
Oh.
No, I know. No, I said, I think that you need to sign with an agency.
I think
it's time for her to sign with an agency.
I mean, what
and
more
for them
could
to promote
she?
her. I think I'm going to sign with an agency soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I'm just ready for people to do the work for me.
Yeah.
I'm ready for them. If I have to give up 30%, oh well. 30% of $2,000 is still more than zero.
That's right.
So why not have an agency go and, secure the deals and all of that sort of stuff. And then, I don't care if I have to give up some of it.
Do we need to be an agency?
I'm gonna
not an agency, but get an agency.
I don't know if they do the same for podcasters, but that's why I'm going to ask them. I'm actually going to ask Bobby about it when we interview her because I would love to be with her agency.
Okay, we're going to find out.
Yeah, and
because if someone could just be doing some work for us, like you said, it's a percentage of something instead of zero.
Exactly, and I'm obviously the big dogs have that sort of thing because they have managers who do this.
Yeah,
we don't have a manager.
Yeah,
but if we could sign with an agency, so my hope is I can get in with them and then say, can you now do this for our podcast?
Yes.
And prove, based on the personal side that there is benefit in that.
I like this.
We're going to talk to Bobby about it.
Okay. And this was a business meeting and that makes this a write-off.
Yeah.
So thank
it's
you
a write-off
much for listening to us. Talk about that.
It's the write-off guy.
You guys, it was just July 4th, so we're trying to look a little patriotic.
Yeah, I have my blue and white striped dress, obviously with the massive collar. Kristin, tell us where you got this. I feel like I'm Jet.
Looking fire, Kristin.
Pookie, you look so good in this sweatshirt. Tell us where you got it.
I got this from a cute boutique in Blowing Rock.
Oh, cute.
Okay. Do you remember there is a space, so it's near where the Hattery is, okay? And then it's kind of inset, and there's two boutiques that are set back from the sidewalk a little bit near the Hattery.
Yep.
One of them, the one on the right, has changed over the years.
Yes.
It was a kind of jewelry shop. Then it went into, it was a little dark-sided. It was into like the tarot and the crystals. I still like to go in there.
Yeah, of course.
Just to, I need to keep my enemies close. But, you never know what you're going to find.
The former foes.
Yes, the former foes. And so then I went in. When I was up there with Heather, we went in, and now it's this cute.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, you will. You don't have to zoom in. I'll tell you.
Oh, we do need to. Well, we will be circling back to the color trip full of friends.
Yes, we will. We will circle back because I have some things to say.
I'm sure you do
about Colorado. But we went in, and it's the super cute boutique. So I picked this up. Heather's trying on some things. I'm checking out. Another woman in there is talking with the owner, and they're saying, oh, we're both originally from Charlotte, blah, blah, blah. So I chime in, of course. Oh, my gosh, I'm originally from Charlotte, born and raised, yada, yada. Oh, where'd you go to high school? Oh, I would have gone to Weddington High School.
Yep.
Y'all know the spiel, but I went to Charlotte Christian because my mom was the art teacher.
Yeah.
So the owner looks at me and says, what year did you graduate? I said, 2002. She said, so did I. And I went to Weddington.
Okay.
And I said, oh my gosh, so you probably knew like the Sheehans and Lisa. Like I was naming, all these people I knew from middle school that I was close with that lived nearby. And she was like, yeah, those are all my best friends. I said, what is your name? And she said, well, my maiden name, Kate Leslie. And I was like, Kate Leslie?
How do you know Kate Leslie?
I'm Kristin Broyles. And she was like, what? We lived in neighborhoods side by side.
Oh.
We rode the same bus for years.
But y'all didn't recognize each other's faces?
We didn't.
Thank God Botox.
I know. Thank God. Thank God.
Or sculpture or whatever. I don't know.
She was, I would have never put together that this was her. But then once she said it, I was like, you are Kate Leslie. You are.
And I am Leslie too.
You are.
That's funny.
Yes, you are. You're my Leslie. So yeah, it was great to chat and like catch up with a blast from the past.
Yeah.
And we just chit-chatted about some of these folks. Oh, one of the people I just mentioned, Lauren Sheehan, and she's a big-time girly. I'm okay mentioning her name because she's a big-time girly at Stanley.
Oh.
So here's what's crazy, y'all. She works at Stanley, and she has for years. And you can Google this whole story. She went to Appalachian for like marketing, business marketing.
Are these the girls who really put Stanley back on the map and said we should make this a cup for women?
It's literally, that was Lauren. And that was one of my childhood best friends that did that.
Okay, so is Kate, how are Kate and her connected?
They're just still very good friends.
They're still very good friends.
I mentioned that story to Kate, and while we were standing there chatting, she was like, can you believe what Lauren has done with Stanley?
Right.
I said, I cannot believe. So I did a little digging.
I do respect that. Let me say this. Y'all know I'm a Stanley hater. I do respect the girls saying, hey, have y'all thought about the fact that we could just market this cup towards the purchasers in the household, the women. And my only thing was, then make a cup that doesn't spill. But it looks like now with this Quencher Pro series, whatever, that is actually leak proof. I'll decide that, I guess. But I'm like, finally, they're getting to the point to where they're like, we should keep the water in the bottle.
We should keep the water in the bottle.
But I do respect, because I did hear their story. I do respect it. And I do know that they're kind of local girlies.
Yeah. So Lauren, she was following, it was one of these blogs, these women who would blog about things that they loved, whatever. She followed those girls very closely. And at her company, Stanley, they were about to get rid of the Quencher with the handle.
Right.
And she thought, what if we just made this really, really cute, pretty colors, eye-catching? Moms love to have a water bottle around.
Because remember, they were all just like hunter green.
They were hunter green.
With the twist on top and stuff like that. And
so she convinces them to make some of these samples, to make them in pretty colors.
Yep.
She sends it to these blogger girls. It's 3 girls that ran the blog together. They loved it. They said, can y'all make 5,000 of these? And let's just see. We're going to blast this out to our followers. Let's just see. They sold out in minutes.
I know.
So they said, let's make 10,000. Sold out in minutes again. And then it just snowballed from there.
And they got a kickback.
Yeah.
In some way for this, but I don't know that that's necessarily like been disclosed. What do those numbers look like for them?
Hopefully it was a handsome reward.
I would like
and I hope that Lauren
they still give them their flowers. I will say that.
Yeah. And I hope that Lauren was highly promoted in her company for essentially saving them.
They sure did.
But speaking of water bottles, we're going to talk about this actually.
The Owala is elite.
We're going to talk about the Owala, everybody.
Well, Morgan's going to be so tickled to hear you talk about this because it is her favorite water bottle, even though she's one of those Stanley sluts too.
Okay.
She now will admit the Owala is superior.
The Owala, to me, for me,
Yep.
is superior to all others. I am holding one that is a special Disney edition
It's
that
Ariel.
Michelle got me for my birthday. Look at the seashell.
So perfect.
Very cute. This is the
Very
Ariel one. And so Michelle gives me this, and of course I'm delighted, and I'll say, sure, I'll give it a try.
Sure.
I did not realize, so not only is it leak proof, just 100% leak proof.
100%.
The liquid's not going anywhere. I did not realize
This amazing invention, like this technique that they have here.
they have the straw.
Yep.
So you've got the straw kind of going down into the liquid so you can sip it like a straw.
Yep.
Okay. If you just want to swig it, you want to tip that sucker back just straight into the gullet, you can do that too.
You can do both.
You can do either one that you want to do.
Here, kind of show them. Tilt it down again for our
can they
two
see?
viewers.
Yeah, Joe, you see
This
that?
part is the straw, and then this is the spout.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, you can just put it right to your lips and go, and it'll come right up like a straw would.
Yeah.
Or you can
Guzzle.
chug, 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 chug.
Yeah.
And so you have both options there. So the straw doesn't have to stick out above the cup.
That's what I love is the straw is not sticking
No, it's
out
really-
high. Both are covered when we put that cover back on and
Yep.
latch it.
Yep.
They are covered.
And you know why it's called an Owala.
Why?
Okay, so open it back up.
Oh.
Open it back up. When you drink it, this part goes right here, and it looks like the tip of a koala's nose.
Oh my gosh. And that's not just an urban legend. The company has said that.
I think that's yeah, but that's what Lily told me. But I should double check that.
I do love that.
But it's really cute.
Here's what I love too. This fits in my hand comfortably.
Yep.
That also means it's going to fit in any cup holder comfortably.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's thin enough to fit in
any cup holder. And here's really the kicker for me because y'all know I love
Yes.
my supplements and powders
Dear God, we sure
and
do.
collagens and electrolytes and all of the powders that I can put in a liquid.
Mm-hmm.
You dump that in here, and I would say the Brewmate, the Stanley, none of them I would feel comfortable
Shaking it?
just aggressively shaking like this. Because even the Brewmate,
Once it's locked, though.
I know, but you've still got like the straw, the whole thing. I don't know. I still would just be like, is this going to come splashing out?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It won't.
You know,
But I do agree.
this is what my stomach sounds like
Um,
any given day. Y'all, get an Owala. Get it. I know they're a little bit pricey, but I think it's absolutely worth it, and I'm obsessed. And it keeps
they're all pricey,
it
though.
keeps everything just as cold. I should say everything stays just as cold.
Okay, people are saying this about the Owala, the koala nose.
They're
but
saying it's true.
they're saying it's true, but I'm looking to see if Owala themselves has said it, because everyone's like, apparently it's called Owala because when you drink, you look like a koala.
I mean, that's a cute idea.
Yeah, it's really cute.
It's cute. Y'all should actually just latch on to that Owala if
It's really cute. It's really freaking cute.
It's really.
I mean, to go on. Okay, here we go. Fans come up. The Independent has written an article about this. Let's see. Although Stanley Cups may have taken the world by storm, people have recently taken to TikTok about their Owala. They look like a koala when slipping from the da-da-da-da. The discovery prompted some to speculate that the appearance is the reason behind the koala-like name of the water bottle. Many people went on to leave comments. Now I just want to walk another. Okay, I'm obsessed. Other commenters. So let's get to the point to where you interviewed the company. Come
Okay,
on.
this says the name Owala is a combination of the words "O" and "water," representing the surprise and delight of hydration.
Oh, it's saying, although because Owala has not publicly confirmed whether or not this is actually where the brand name comes from, some commenters have claimed that it's only a coincidence that Owala and koala rhyme. So the brand's not saying anything. And you know what? That's smart. If the brand hasn't said anything and you just let users continue to say it and opine about it and everything, then why not? Why not let people let them?
Let them yet. They haven't said anything.
Haven't said it
yet.
They haven't said anything.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about that interview? It is still
Making the
circulating.
rounds.
Like every week there's some new funny thing about it. It is still going around. People are still making parodies of it. People are still capitalizing on it. I would say that was a flop for Meghan Markle,
Oh.
and I would suggest actually just staying off the microphone.
And for Jamie Kern Lina or whatever her name is too.
Yeah, it's enough from me, doggy.
It's enough for me, doggy.
Oh my gosh, speaking of dogs. Okay, let's talk about Colorado.
Okay, let's talk about Colorado. Kristin was in Colorado for 3 years. How long were you there? Also, okay, mind you, Guy, if you remember, she did talk about it a couple weeks back on the episode. She's like, yeah, we're going to Colorado. I did not know you were going with all of your friends.
Yes, you did.
I don't think I did. You didn't mention it on the pod.
I didn't say it on the pod, but I absolutely told you that. You knew that.
I don't remember.
You deleted it.
I probably did.
Your heart deleted it from your brain.
Obviously. No. I like I have always said, I understand you travel with this crew all the time.
Yes.
And I can't afford to be in this crew.
Well,
And so I'm so glad I get to just peel myself out and no expectations whatsoever, because I can only imagine what was spent.
Well, honestly, the house itself, there were 18 of us staying in that house. 18 of us.
So everyone was in the one house?
Everyone was in the one house, but we made it work, and
Yeah.
I never once felt, because of course Matt kept us so busy. I never once felt just like, oh, I'm overwhelmed, or all these kids. I never once felt like that. It was just we stayed busy. We were on the go. Next activity. What are we doing? Let's go to dinner. Boom, boom, boom.
There was
boom.
so much going on.
There was so much going on.
Yeah.
We truly, truly had the best time, and
It looked like it.
This is the first time that we have traveled with all the kids.
Right.
We've only ever done the adults, and we go different places, but we were like,
or you take the kids, like it's one family and your family and the kids or whatever.
but not all 4 families.
It's like you go to Orlando with the Cornodals with the kids and stuff.
but we've never done like the 18, and it totally worked. My big kids had the best time, and Lachlan too.
Yeah.
But the big kids,
there were big kids to be with big kids and little kids to be with little kids.
and my big kids have not stopped talking about it. Just like, can we
I love that.
please do this again?
Yeah.
This time meant so much to us, and I don't even think it would have mattered where we were. I think they were just being with our friends and laughing and joking and making movies together and running around. Like, they had the best time.
It looked like it.
Colorado is awesome.
It is. Yeah, I'm so glad you
Shout out to Joshua
for always knowing deep down in his heart how great Colorado
Shout out to Joshua. And I mean, even Matt lived there for a little bit of time. But, we went out west a couple years ago for my parents' 50th anniversary. Y'all remember that. And the west out there was gorgeous, beautiful,
Stunning.
amazing. But I can understand with Colorado, you're still getting some city life.
Yeah.
With the stunning views and the wide open spaces and the wildlife. You're getting both. And so
because Colorado does have big cities. It has Denver, and they have really big cities, whereas Wyoming doesn't. No big cities. Yeah. None.
So it was really neat to see.
Do you know there's only one university in all of Wyoming? No way. One college.
Is it called Wyoming University?
Yeah, it's like the University of Wyoming.
YU?
It's actually where, oh my gosh, Josh Allen, who's the quarterback for the Bills. He was a big dog at the University of Wyoming. And so that's why we're also a big fan of Josh Allen and the Bills even.
One university in that whole big state.
In the whole state, there's one university. There's just not enough people to justify having. Now, there's going to be like small community colleges and things like that. But university, there's one. Whereas to your point, Colorado has huge cities, lots of people, and then you'll have like more options.
I definitely get it now. I feel like with Colorado, I'm like, I can understand even like the celebs that are like, we're going to come out here for our summers or whatever. Like it all makes sense to me.
Oh, yeah.
Although Aspen wasn't it for me.
I could tell you did not like Aspen. I could tell.
I actually wasn't that impressed.
Yeah.
I wasn't. And yes, you might have the Christian Dior and the Louis Vuitton and like the street that has all of these really high-end shops. Mm-hmm. But when I went to Vail was what I thought Aspen would be.
Right.
So someone I was talking to was like, Aspen in the winter.
Okay, Aspen
in the winter. I was tempted to go back and watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills to see their trips to Aspen and Kyle's house and how they did it there.
Or watch Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, yeah.
They loved Aspen there.
I don't know. I feel like you hear Aspen and just for years you're just thinking like, this is it. This is the place. And for me, it just wasn't it. But Vail, whoo.
Yeah.
I could live in Vail.
Oh, yeah. No, Colorado has some great towns, like they're mountain towns, everything. We, like when we did our Colorado trip, we were more like Boulder, Golden.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things.
But I have to say this because I started with dogs.
Oh, right.
Only dogs in Colorado. And dogs everywhere. In the stores, in the museums, in the shops, on the streets. And gorgeous dogs, amazing, so well behaved. No one was sniffing my crotch.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was very pleased with all the dogs.
All right, fine. Then I'll go back.
I never saw one cat on this trip. I never saw one.
Like not even roaming. No,
I
feral?
never saw a cat.
I wonder if all the feral ones have been eaten by like coyotes, wolves.
I got home and Matt and I were reflecting, and of course I thought about cats.
Yeah, and lucky.
Just in my heart. And I was like, I did not see one cat on this trip. And I feel like anytime I've traveled,
Where are the cats?
Where are the cats in Colorado?
Well, I think it's because you're used to traveling to maybe more tropical places.
Yeah, and European where there's tons
There's
of
just cats roaming. That it's their land.
Yeah.
But maybe not out there. I wonder.
They're getting gobbled up.
I do wonder if they're getting gobbled up or if just dogs are so superior to people that they have to have dogs.
I think it's definitely more of a dog culture, but I do feel, and I don't fear,
right,
that cats are having a moment right now. Are you sensing that?
Okay, someone was just talking to me about this the other day in our @s DMs because, I was trying to run our socials and like be on top of the stories and everything. And I am now fed so much cat content.
Yes, same.
On our @s page. And I know you are too. It's like every other reel is about cats. And so we just happen to share a lot about them, but we are podcasts. It all makes sense. We're cat people.
Yeah.
But I'm like, am I now thinking because of that cats are having a resurgence?
I think cats are having a resurgence.
Or are we just seeing it because we are talking so positively about cats, much like is Taco Bell having a resurgence? Or is it just our love of them that runs so deep?
No, I think we're just ahead of all these trends.
Obviously.
Like we've been talking
answer.
about Taco Bell for years and years. And
Yep.
now everybody's talking about how they love Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah. Let me see one more reel about you talking about how much you love Baja Blast. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you since the 80s?
Yeah, come
Have
on,
you
girl.
really been? Were you wearing teal and purple to match the interior of the dining room?
Tony Hawk.
Like we were? Okay. I know we were because it was also the Hornets colors. So we have deep lore.
Yes, deep lore with Taco Bell.
Deep lore with Taco Bell.
I don't know. I just think cats.
I hope that they are.
People are figuring out, I think, that cats are a superior
Such a great
creature.
animal.
And more is coming out about the history of cats. And
What have I been saying, y'all? Go back to the food pyramid.
Yes.
Go back to when we had, the wildlife fund shirts. How many of those things are from the cat feline species?
That's right.
The superior animal in the kingdom
is a cat.
Thank you.
The Egyptians called them mews.
Okay, look, the Sphinx, it's a cat.
It's a cat.
It's a cat, it's not a dog.
They saved their grain stores back in the day. The cats were saving the grain stores from the rodents and the mice. And so that is why the Egyptians loved them so much, and they would call them a mew. Why they mewed?
Why weren't they weren't being overrun by rodents when other things were because they had the cat.
The cats.
The cats were taking care of it. Society is reliant upon cats. And y'all are out here, I don't think I like them. I hate cats. No, you don't. You just haven't met the right one.
Oh,
I think.
You haven't met ours.
You clearly haven't met ours. I mean, I'm to the point to where people are like, can I just come over to your house and hold your cat?
Yes.
And just let them cuddle up on me and love on me. And I said, yeah, I get. I'll just give you the code in the house. You can just walk on in and be with my cats.
You could do kind of like time slots. Maybe you just pick a day. There's 15-minute slots. And what if people paid you?
It's a cat cafe.
I
would like to make it a cat cafe. I think that's what I do to try to earn some income around here.
I like that.
Yeah. There's a new cat cafe.
Yeah, I saw that too. What is it?
Rock Hill?
It's cat cafe. And what's it combined with? A DJ?
Okay. That's not the one in Rock Hill that there's a cat cafe in Rock Hill that wrote me and said, would you maybe come in and do a little story or something? But I feel like they're popping up.
They are popping up.
Do
y'all see puppy cafes? I don't.
We don't need to because everyone is bringing their dogs everywhere. So every cafe is already a dog cafe, I think. Can't eat anywhere
in Colorado.
Without a dog coming up to me and trying to get a bite of my food, and the owner going, "It's so cute." No, it's not. It's not cute. I don't want to feed your dog off my plate. I don't. I'm sorry. Somebody had to say it. I don't want to share my food with your golden doodle who's at the bar. I don't. Please stop. And I don't want them sniffing my puss.
No, not the puss.
My God, not in this heat. Good God. Trying to lick the salt off my body. Please get away.
This heat.
This heat.
This heat. I know we're not supposed to talk about the weather, y'all, but
No, we can't talk about it.
When you walk outside and your glasses fog up. When the glasses fog
It
up.
happened this morning. I walked out this morning and I was like, I can't make it down my stairs. I can't see anything. Instant poof.
Y'all, if
fogged
you
up.
are not from the South,
You don't get it. If you're not somewhere that's humid, you don't get it.
you don't understand that we walk outside, sunglasses, regular glasses, it immediately poofs because of the condensation.
Yeah, the humidity in our air.
It's so
It
bad.
just goes, and I mean, the clear, it just went, whew. I said, okay. Count the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't believe you said that. This is my first. Okay. So I've had my glasses for just a little over a year.
I know.
This is the first summer. Like, I guess last summer, maybe it wasn't. I don't know if it wasn't as hot.
Oh,
or
I
as
do not
humid.
recall this humidity for many years.
This is the first time. So this morning was the first morning that I walked out and they instantly went cloudy from it. And so it's so funny that you're bringing that up because I was going to tell you, does this usually happen? I feel like I'm still like a new glasses girly.
On days like these, when it is hot in the South and we've had this heat wave coming through.
Yeah.
Now it is supposed to calm down. Matt's like, it's going to be fine. Next week's it's like high 90s. I'm like, is that better? I guess that's better than 100.
I will say this. Y'all know the bane of my existence is stating too much the obvious. It annoys me. You know, like we all have eyeballs.
Yeah.
We can see. Have we already said that this episode?
That
Or
we
was
all have
last?
eyeballs?
We all have eyeballs. So it really does. It irks me. I know it shouldn't. Miranda, just look past it. It doesn't matter. But please don't take pictures of your temperature gauges in your car and post them on your Insta stories and say what the temperature is. We all have temperature gauges in our car. We all have phones with, this is a computer. Look, no wires. We have a weather app. And so we can look at the temperature and we can all see and we can feel it. We have bodies and reactions and we can feel the heat. And like your experience is not so unique and special that you need to take a picture of it and upload it to your stories saying it's so hot, it's 104. No one really cares. I don't know what you want my reaction as the consumer to be when I see that. Like, oh my gosh, it's 104.
I'm going to start doing that on our @stories.
Do not do it.
I'm going to do it.
You shared a reel with each other as one word today. I almost deleted it.
Oh, no, I did.
You didn't type it, but the reel said it.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't, y'all. The each other as one word is making me insane. No word is a compound word that begins with each. So why is it all of a sudden now? Okay. Anyway, I don't know what when I see people post things, in my head, my first thought is, what are you expecting someone's reaction to be here? Because you're not just posting it for you. Like, you're not putting this in your chat books. Like, you're not like, oh God, I need to make sure that on this day, I remembered it was 104 on my car's temperature gauge. I need to upload it so that it's in there. So what is it? What I'm curious, and I would like to write it, but I can't write that back to someone without seeming like a total see you next Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I do, but I'm curious, what's the thought process there? Like, what do you want the reaction from people to be?
Here's the thing. What I want, if you are going to show me the temperature where you are, I want you to be frying an egg on the hood of your car.
Okay, fine. I'll allow it, but don't do it. We'll strip the paint.
Yeah. Well, I've seen the people in, Arizona, or they'll bring it on the inside of their car.
Yeah,
they've got a skillet on the inside of their car.
Fine, I'll allow that.
And they crack some eggs, and very slowly it starts to get white.
Okay.
And then they can come in, they can flip it. I have seen the Arizonians do this, and I do like that.
Okay, if you're going to be funny about it, but just this, it's just, okay, car temperature gauge, it's like they set it up. Like, what is the thought process here? Like, okay, they looked at it. They were in their car. They looked at it. Wow, it says 104. They said, I gotta take a picture of this. They pull out their phone. They set it up. Okay, there's a glare. Okay, now, got it? Now, you know who's going to want to know about this?
My followers.
My followers.
Hey,
They're going to want to know.
What if it's someone who moved from Minnesota and they now live in Charleston? And maybe their whole family and friends are back in Minnesota. And so they're sharing it so they see it on the story to be like, look how hot I am.
Okay. One time, maybe.
One time.
Okay.
But not every day.
Every day. Every day.
Do you know some cereal temperature posters?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And
we'll talk about that off air.
I don't know if they're listening to this podcast, but I'm just, I guess I am curious the thought process of you're going to do it, you're going to upload it, and then how many reactions is appropriate? How many people will make you feel better about now posting it? Is it 6 people being like, whoa, that's hot. That's so hot where you are. How are you dealing with this hot heat temperature in your car gauge?
I think if you're like 55 and up, it's okay.
How many is that? Is that why you're posting it? And if it's not, then that's an inside thought. Like for me, I think about what we're posting on our stories and I'm like, is this an inside? Do you know the amount of stuff I record and then I just delete? I'm like, this isn't interesting. This is not a unique experience. Who cares? What am I wanting the reaction to be? Do I want a reaction? Do I not have the bandwidth to even write back the reactions? So I'm always kind of thinking in that way, but I guess some people don't. It's just like, this is an inside thought and now it goes, and this is interesting to me. So I'm convinced it's going to be interesting to everybody. You know what I mean? It's a study in human nature.
This is really
posting the temperature gauges.
This is grinding her gears, you guys.
Posting the temperature gauges is a study. I could do a college course on the psychology surrounding people who post temperature gauge pictures regularly.
Fair. A 101.
And if anybody does want to slide in and say, hey, I do that and I do it a lot.
And here's why.
Here's why. And this is what I want the reaction to be.
I am expecting at least one person to tell us. I do want to know.
I just want to know. I still don't. You're not probably going to convince me that you should keep doing it, but I want to know.
The next time you post something that's so mundane,
you can tell me.
People are going to come for you so hard.
I do post the pictures.
I'm trying to think of anything that you do that's mundane.
Well, no, I know. I think posting pictures of my cat sometimes sleeping in the same position might feel mundane to people. But let me tell you, that's for me.
That's for you.
That's for me because I do like to look back. If I'm looking back on my stories and I have to go find something. Okay, say a brand says, "Hey, I need the insights from blah 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 day," and I have to go to it, and I have to start tapping through to then get to it, and I see a little picture of my cute boys curled up in the exact same position. It delights me, and then I keep tapping, and then I go and I find the thing that I want. That's for me. That's for me to like. Okay, and I'm going to show people how freaking cute cats are. But are you telling me that you are going back into your stories and being like, oh my God, that delights me. I got to see that the temperature gauge in my car said 105. And now I'm happy.
But maybe it does.
How?
And that's what we're going to wait.
It's too hot. How? How can that delight you? It's too hot. This is unnatural. It's unnatural.
I can't. I can't.
This is the hill I'm dying on.
I know it is. I know.
Mountain, hill.
Hill. You're making a mountain out of a molehill.
But it is the mountain.
And you're going to die on both.
I'm going to die from this heat.
But I'm not going to die at Aspen. I can tell you that. Don't bury me there. Bury me in Ville. Period. Period.
Do you want to be buried or do you want to be burnt?
I always said cremated, but I think I had even asked you on the mic about do the Catholics not like the cremating because
they cremate.
Okay. So I guess if the Catholics are okay with it, then I guess I'm still okay with it.
Yeah, we cremate or we bury. I think we do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I think I always was kind of like, I like the idea more of cremation instead of my body just like decomposing slowly. I don't love that.
I think what it oftentimes comes down to too, and stop me if you've heard this before, obviously we've talked about it, but it's also about the fact that if you're, cremated and then maybe your ashes are spread somewhere or whatever, then it's kind of like, okay, like that's done.
Yes.
Whereas if you're buried, then there's almost this expectation from the rest of your living relatives and friends forever and ever until they die that are you going to go visit the grave?
Yeah.
Are you going to go by? Oh, you're back in your hometown, so now you need to do that. And is that a burden for some people to think that now I have to go back and keep revisiting over and over again this person who's gone? And
I think too, like when you think generations down the line, it feels a little sad that you see grave sites, old ones, where no one's ever going or visiting. And is that almost like worse to just have where your body is and no one cares because you died 200 years ago and no one's visiting? Like, I don't know.
Or even 5 years ago. I mean, it's this idea of now there's this physical representation.
Sure.
of this dead person.
Yeah.
And then do you feel some sort of guilt? Well, it's been 2 years since I visited the grave. Now it's been 3 years since I've gone back and paid my respects or whatever. And so I do. That's another thing that I'm curious about.
I do like the people where now you can like be buried with a seed and you become a tree.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. That's cool.
That is cool to me.
That's rad.
From dust we come and to
dust
dust we
back.
become.
Okay, yeah.
We came and then we went back
then-
to it.
Yeah, from the ground.
Yeah,
it all
in
goes
the
back to the
dust.
Follow us for more theologian quotes. We're a theologian podcast, obviously.
We got so deep.
That's the title.
We got
So will the roots of that tree. Yep. But I am curious if anybody wants to comment, like, do you want to be buried or cremated? And is part of the benefit of being and I know some people get cremated and then they get put in like
a mausoleum. Yeah.
And so there's still that idea of like you have to go back and visit that.
the mausoleum.
But I do know that there are other people, obviously, they either keep it in an urn in their house or people go and they spread the ashes. And
I like the spreading. I think if you keep a little bit of ash, what are you giggling about?
The merce and the purse is all I can think about. When the spreading of the ashes and then it blows back on all the ladies there.
And this is the second time in Real Housewives lore
that we've seen this.
where they've tried to spread ashes, and I don't know why the producers are not stepping in going, ladies, it's a windy day.
Because it's so funny. I think that the producers are literally behind the cameras like, yeah, we're going to get more dead ashes all over these pain in the ass housewives of ours.
These housewives, they're in their finery. They're all dolled up. They're
Spain.
done up, and here they go off the bridge. They try to throw the ashes, and it blows right back onto them every time.
Oh my gosh. So that's happened, to Sonia in New
Sonia
York
with
City?
her dog. And then Merce in the purse with
Merce in the
Beverly
purse
Hills.
with Sutton in Spain.
It's bad.
Oh my gosh. It's so bad. It cracks me up though. Like every time and they show that clip for eternity.
They will.
Speaking up. Okay, do you have more Colorado stuff? Sorry.
Oh, no. Let's see.
It was a great trip. Everybody got along.
Only dogs in Colorado. I'm just trying to see if there was anything else. I do want to say, and this is not even Colorado, but so the Kernodles went to Epic.
Oh, yes.
After Colorado.
Oh, they did. They went straight from Colorado
straight
to Orlando.
And Brian Kernodle
Yes.
wrote a text and said,
Okay.
the new Harry Potter ride at Epic is the best ride he has ever ridden in his life. And I wrote him and I said, have you been on Guardians? Because I would like to hear what you would think. Yes. He said, it's better than Guardians.
Whoa.
He said it's better than Guardians. And I trust Brian's opinion on these things. But Guardians, y'all know, is a very high bar for us.
Superior.
He said, I felt completely immersed in the movies. The way that they made it, it felt like I was a character in this film.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to go. We're going to Epic in September, and I cannot wait to see all the new worlds. Of course, we are most excited about Isle of Berk because of How to Train Your Dragon, but then Harry Potter, close second, but I don't know, Super Mario World,
yeah, they did.
third.
Yeah, Brian did say too. He was like, oh my gosh, Super Mario World is unbelievable.
We can't wait. We're so excited to go. And hopefully a lot of the kinks will be worked out and kind of the wait times and all of that sort of stuff. And I just think that we're going to have to spend some money on like express passes or something. But maybe I can figure out the system. Maybe.
And hopefully it'll be a little cooler then. I've heard that like there's not a ton of shade at Epic. But again, they might install some things before you go.
Yeah, no, there's not a ton. But Lily and I have been watching, for 2 years now, we've been watching a YouTube channel build Epic Universe every single week. We've watched updates. So this is deeply personal to both Lily and me. Yes, we are so excited. And I want to take her down before then even and do a little surprise day.
And Bella's going to try to come too.
Yeah, so what we're thinking is we'll probably have to fly Bella down.
Yeah.
Out of Raleigh.
Yeah. That's okay.
Probably fly her down.
It shouldn't be bad. Like flights down to Orlando aren't bad.
They're nothing.
Yeah.
And I've done it before. I mean, during her college orientation, that's when Tiffany had said, hey, I think we're going to do this trip for Tommy.
Yes.
Any chance you can get down here? Yeah, I was supposed to ride back to Charlotte with my family. And then I just said, well, I'll just fly right out of Raleigh and packed a personal bag and scooted down to Disney for 2.5 days.
Boom, boom, boom.
But yeah, out of Raleigh's easy. Flying anywhere, I don't know. I just think flying anywhere is easy.
Flying's the best.
I love it. So I don't know full drive or full flight. Yet now that tickets are so cheap, I mean, I don't know what we're going to do. Usually we drive to Disney because it's so close.
Yeah.
Like 7.5
Yeah,
hours
it's
isn't
7.5.
bad. That's not bad. But
And
I
then you
don't-
can pack as much as you want.
well, I love your brain. The Millers are the lightest packers in the history of the world. But yeah, we can pack as much as we want.
You can bring all the ears,
Yeah.
all the bags, all
I'm a pro. I don't need much.
I know.
I'm a
I
pro.
know. But you're going to go with Jamie.
Yeah. We'll go with Sister Jamie.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, we'll go with Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So waiting on her itinerary to come through so that we can see, like, I'm hoping we can overlap on one Disney day and one Universal day.
Okay.
That's what our hope is to do. But, they go down for like 10, 11 days.
Yeah,
so it's hard.
That's right. You got to let me know your itinerary so I can get these Avatar tickets.
We're fine. We won't be there.
Oh.
You can count on that.
All right, I'm going to get the tickets.
Oh, is this the last Airbender thing that I took them to in Asheville? The, like live thing or whatever.
So it's an orchestra that's playing all the iconic music, and then they're showing scenes.
Yes.
From it, and
So I took them to this in Asheville, but now or Greensboro. No, Greensboro. So they've seen one of them, but they can't wait to see another one. So that's what this is.
And I texted Lily directly, and I said, "Would you and Bella want to come to this?" She said, "Of course." And it's the 20th anniversary this year, so they're kind of doing some extra special things.
Yes.
And I just thought this is perfect, and it's on Tristan's birthday. Great,
perfect.
How
much are these tickets?
I am going to try to get a little section where the 5 in front are a little bit more because it's that front row.
Yeah.
And then the 6 behind it will be $30 cheaper.
The Miller girls would like those if they can take two of those.
Yeah. Of course.
The cheaper ones. Yes. Let me know. Let me know. College is expensive.
I know.
Really. Truly.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You've opened my eyes.
It's dark-sided.
You've opened my eyes.
It's dark-sided.
Kids can start accumulating scholarships starting freshman year. And I kind of am just going to be like, hey, tens, like
start applying.
It's time. Like you're going into your freshman year. I need you to start getting the thousands.
Just go for it.
Get them just locked in.
With Lachlan.
With Lachlan.
But Tinsley. It doesn't have the same ring.
Eat that $16 granola.
Delish.
It's so good. This is like a little dessert for me. A couple handfuls. It's just sweet enough, and it's gluten free.
I like looking at this with these peaches and that yogurt. I would really like that right now. Ooh, I went to the farmer's market this weekend, you guys. Oh,
the best.
It's just superior.
Did you get some tomatoes?
I got some tomatoes, baby.
Find me something better than a farmer's market tomato.
You can't.
You can't. It's juicy. It's so ripe. Little salt and pepper on that, Joshua. Little salt and pepper on that.
You know that's right.
With a fried egg?
Oh, please. I made it I used mine to make like a, oh my God, Miranda, with mozzarella, basil, tomato, balsamic.
Yeah.
Why can't I think
Caprese.
Thank you.
I almost said burrata. No.
Whoa. Caprese. So
Caprese.
I made that. Oh, some good salt on that.
I mean, that is such a good.
I added some watermelon to it too.
Oh!
So it's giving like a watermelon feta salad, but instead I just did a traditional caprese, but I added watermelon in there, y'all. Kicked it up a whole Emeril notch.
I was going to say, it's giving Emeril.
Bam!
Where's the...
Bam!
Kick it up a notch. Bam!
It was so good.
Garlic.
Oh, should we be done with this episode?
Yeah, probably.
We'll end on Emeril.
Emeril loved garlic, and I felt much like how cats are having a comeback. Emeril brought garlic back into the mainstream. And I know the Italians are like, it never went anywhere. But Emeril definitely, I would say for Americans, was like, hey, are y'all using garlic? Because it's really good.
Just like Rachel Ray brought back olive oil.
Yeah.
She really did.
EVOO.
We all know it. We remember it.
We remember it. We love it. We know it. Rachel's going through some things.
She is. Prayers up for Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray, but you know what? Good on you for you're keeping on.
Yeah.
And I like to see that. So Rachel Ray, thanks for
the memes
leading the charge with like, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Agree. I love her. I mean, I was raised on her.
I do too.
I was raised on her. So
Same for Leanna. Okay. Like Leanna, I literally for one of my engagement gifts when Matt and I got engaged was the Rachel Ray garbage bowl. You know, she would always have it's upstairs in my cabinet. I love the garbage bowl.
Still use.
It's the best.
I know. No, I do a lot of things that I learned in cooking from her.
Yeah, 30-minute meals.
Absolutely.
All right. Rachel Ray, God bless. Continue on. Again.